everybody, my name is Jacob Blair, PDGA number 52785. I play for Team Top World Disc Golf, and today we're doing my in the bag video. Starting off with my main putting putter. This is the AGL Manzanita. It's got my custom stamp on it from last year. I've been using this for a little over a year now and just enjoy the way it feels in my hand. It's beadless, doesn't have a lot of glide, which I like because I like to putt pretty firm and that way they just dump right on in there. Next we'll go into some throwing putters. I also have a second Manzanita that I use for throwing. It's also kind of my backup putting putter, but I use this one for throwing when I want short throws. I want to make sure that I don't go long. It's got the little groove top, which means it doesn't have as much glide as some other putters, so I can use it when I'm not throwing, when I don't want to go long. Next I've got a Ricky Wysocki, I think it's 2019 Tour Series Pig. I've had this for like 3 years that I've been throwing. It's pretty beat in at this point, so it doesn't fly like you would think of a pig. I actually use this kind of for hyzer flip shots, but I've had this one for a long time and I always just trust it for like wood shots, tunnel shots, that I can trust that little hyzer flip. Next in the throwing putters, I got a couple of zones in the bag. I got a Z zone and an ESP zone. Zones are great, stable putter. You can just throw flat hard, trust it just right out flat, and then finish to the left a little bit, which I love for a lot of approach shots. After that, we'll go to my mid-ranges. This is a First Flight Quake. I've had this one for also like 3 years, and this is just my money sidearm approach disc. I use it from anywhere from close to 300 feet to all the way down to 100 foot, even trying to go a little throw-ins. I just like the feel of the Quake. The First Flight one is very torque resistant, which is why I use it for this one for forehands. Then I've got another Quake. This one I use mainly for backhands. It's got the nice Top World Disc Golf stamp on there. This one's just another great Quake. It's not quite as torque resistant, which gives it a little more glide actually, which is why I like it for backhands. And I can throw this usually in like the 330 to 270 range. Next mid-range we've got the AGL Magnolia. This disc has got a little dome to it. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little dome, which gives it a lot of glide. It's also got a lot of stability, so it's really good for a mid-range. I can actually push this one pretty far, close to like 360. I know that even if I turn it a little bit, it's not gonna just like burn over, and then it gets a lot of distance out of it, so I like that a lot for that. Next I've got an Aftershock. This is actually a cool stamp on this one. It's the Santa Cruz County Interscholastic Disc Golf League, Skadiggle, from 2011, which I played in quite a few years ago. But this is just a beat-in Aftershock I can use for hyzer flip to flat shots. I use this for wood shots a lot. Just comes out with a nice little hyzer angle and flips to flat and glides for ways. And then I've got kind of like a hyzer flip to flip over shot if I need something to drift to the right. This is a Rift, also from DGA. Like I said, I can either throw it flat and kind of have it burn over a little bit, sometimes that's the situation, or hyzer flip to glide over. Also good for scramble shots because you can throw it on hyzer and have it flip up to flat. Good for certain wood shots sometimes. Next, let's go to the fairways. I'll start with my more stable stuff. I've got a Hellfire. This was a First Flight Hellfire. It's not a complete meat hook like some of them are. This one actually has a lot of glide. I've also had this one for 2 or 3 years. So it's pretty beat in, and it's good for, I can push close to 400 feet with this disc. I can throw it flat, get a little bit of turn out of it, and I know that it's not gonna burn over. It's always gonna come back. Next I've got a couple Raptors. I've got one, like a lot of my favorite discs that I've had for 2 or 3 years here. This one, it's beat in quite a bit, so I can, if I throw it flat, I can trust it to ride flat for a long time, but still have that stability. I can also get a nice S-turn, both forehand and backhand, out of this disc. And then I've got a much newer, this is actually Captain's Raptor, and then I've got this one just for maybe scramble shots where I really need to do a quick turn, or for like headwind situations when I just want to make sure that I don't burn it over. After that, we're going to move on to some of my straighter flying fairways. This is a Stalker. This is just it looks nice and clean because I haven't thrown it a whole lot. I pretty much just use it for straight shots. I just want to put it straight and then just let it glide straight when I don't really want any turn left or right. And then next fairway, final fairway actually, but this is a NorCal versus SoCal team stamped. I just got this earlier this year in January. And this is a Hawkeye, Innova Hawkeye. I use it for little hyzer flip shots when I want to. It's also good for tunnel shots when I just throw a little hyzer on it, have it flip up. This disc also has way more glide than I thought it was going to have when I first thrown it. I mean, this one can rival my distance drivers if I really turn it and get the full S-flight out of it, so it can be good for that sometimes. Moving on to my distance drivers, we'll start with the stable stuff again. This is a Heimberg Destroyer. I think this was the 2021 one. It's my most stable driver at the moment. I'm using this for when I've got a lot of headwind or when I really want to, it's good for forehands if I really want to force it over and know that it's going to come back pretty quick. Be good for little shots like that. And then my next two DGA Hypercanes, first flight. I got these pink ones. I got a couple of them. They're domey, and these things are super stable, but they also get a lot of glide. And I've been using these. As you can see, this one's more beat. This one's the newer one that I'm making sure I always have two just in case I ever lost one. But these things are my main distance driver that I'm going to throw on any distance shot. If I'm in an open field, I can just trust it. Can put it on a little bit of anhyzer or even just flat, and I just know that it's just going to glide for a long time and it's always going to finish left. And I like trusting it for that. I don't have to worry about over flipping anything. So these guys have been thrown for a long time. Keep throwing them. Next this is my main forehand disc. This is AGL Redwood. I like this. This also has my tour stamp from last year. I like this one for hyzer flip forehands, which is my preferred angle. I can just get nice and low to the ground, hyzer it, flip, come up, ride, and I can push this thing pretty far, 400 feet or so with the forehand. That's what I'm using this one for. Next, I got a couple of Hurricanes, and I actually just received these today, so they're brand new. I'll have to throw them a little bit, make sure that they're working for me how I want, but Hurricane's a great disc. Just probably this would be my max distance discs if I'm trying to just throw it as far as I can. This has got my stamp on it. This from this season that Top World did for me. Very nice. Like I said, I just got them today, so I'll have to work with them a little bit. But Hurricanes are great in the hand. They feel really good. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw these. I gotta see how they work, see if they're stable or see if they've got a little flip to them. Get the right ones. But what I'm gonna want out of these is just max distance shots where I can throw a little bit of hyzer, have it flip up, glide over for a long time, come back and finish. Excited to try those out. And then my final disc in my bag here, and this is kind of a specialty disc, I guess, for me. I mean, it's a great disc. MVP is the Octane. This is just gonna be my, I can throw it on hyzer, have it flip all the way up. So this is something that I pretty much only would ever use, as I dropped it there, but that I would only ever use in tailwind where I'm just trying to go absolute max distance on a shot. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on a little bit of hyzer, trust it to flip up, and then just have the tailwind ride it all the way. That would be the purpose of this disc. That's all the discs in my bag. I don't know if it matters, but this is the bag as well. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's from Squatch. I think Ezra Aderholt helped design it. So it's got the pockets up top, which is really nice, and then I can fit, I think I've got 17 discs in there comfortably. I have 22 discs in total. The side pockets are great. So this pocket here, I actually have a couple of baseballs. That's for if I ever get stuck in the trees, which happens around here, and you just throw them up there and try to get it out. Also, when I go to tournaments like I'm playing OTB next weekend, there's a lot of water shots, so I'll bring a few extra discs. I'll probably stick those right in that side pocket there. In the other side pocket, I usually got a Gatorade and a big water bottle. That's what I usually bring. Gatorade, just a little sugar rush, and then water, of course. And then in this side pocket, I've got a few rags. I'll put the baseballs away there. But I've got a couple rags in there, and then I've also got my rangefinder. Obviously, you gotta have this. And then in the other side pocket is usually just where I keep my phone and my keys and stuff when I'm playing, or if I bring some snacks and stuff like that. So that's what I'm playing with this year. That's what I'm going with. It's been working pretty well, and I look to keep it going for the rest of the year. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching. Cool. Oh, that went pretty well.